Howdy, everybody. My name is Joe Hinson, and I will be hosting the stream again. We had some technical difficulties and some issues with the video connecting last Tuesday, and so we're going to do a second take. Hopefully, everything is going through per normal, and we're going to have Alex Burt on, the director of SFOI 1000, and we're going to talk about one of the programs that we offer at SFOI to encourage guys to go and make a witness of the gospel at every single college and NFL football game all around the country. And so we have a goal to see that happen, and we're going to talk about what that looks like, what it is to participate in that, and a special event that we have coming up to really kick off this coming football season. And so without further ado, I am going to bring on Brother Alex Burt, and we will get the show on the road. Alex, you got me?
I'm here, Joe. I can hear you.
All right.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Let me make a little space here. Here we go. Yeah, so Alex, you are the director of SFOI 1000.
Yes. This is my third year, I believe it is. So I'm honored to be able to do that. And you are also our new West Coast regional director, so I appreciate that very
Correct.
much.
Yes. Yeah. We are trying to expand the ministry a bit. We've got a lot of guys participating kind of east of the Mississippi, and we want to see the whole country get representation. There's a lot of cities with a lot of arenas and college towns that have lots of opportunities. So let's talk about that. Why don't you tell us what SFOI 1000 is, brother?
Okay. Our the basic mission is to have the gospel preached at every NFL and college home football game throughout the season. And so what we do is ask men to commit to preaching all the home games of their local stadium. And that's it in a nutshell. There are some other things we'd like for you to commit to. It's not a big commitment. It's only 7-8 weekends a year. Probably Saturdays you'll be out there, or Sundays if it's NFL. But we ask you to do a little short video while you're there, to send in a report afterwards, and encourage others to join you and kind of grow your team. And that's kind of the gist of it right there.
All right. Yeah, I've done it for several years myself. At the when I was living in Texas, in Dallas, I would go to the Dallas home games, and I'll tell you, we call it Jerry World because Jerry Jones built the AT&T stadium there, and an average Sunday, 90,000 people show up. That's because people love their Cowboys in Dallas, and 90,000 people, and you find the right corner, and it seems like most of them are walking past you or having to wait to cross a stop walk, and you've got 3.5-4 minutes to give them as much gospel as you can, and so it's a really joyous time. And now here in Utah, I have had to relinquish the Cowboys and moved on to BYU, and it's a similar experience. They've got a smaller stadium, but you find the right corner, and thousands of people are getting touched in some way with the gospel, and so it's a great opportunity to get the seed of the gospel life. We have a burden for these things, right?
Amen. Yeah, we're blessed down at UGA, University of Georgia. We get to preach basically right outside the stadium, and before the games, right before the games, the line will just be like hundreds of people, maybe thousands even lined up just right in front of us, and whether they want to hear it or not, they're there.
Oh, yeah.
So sometimes we get half hour, some people or more maybe, to hear the gospel, and it's really good.
Yeah. If you get the right stop walk, you'll get 300 people every 4 minutes.
Oh yeah.
For 2 hours. It just and that adds up. That's a lot of gospel going out. So.
Oh yeah.
So we're looking for guys that want to be a part of this, and like I said, there's many teams along the West Coast between San Francisco, I think San Francisco, San Diego. Which did they move? Did they move to LA? Can't remember. But LA's has a team.
There's several teams in LA, college teams and NFL.
Yep, Seattle, Vegas has a team. We're actually about to get to that, and then there's many college cities that need representation, that are a great opportunity to get the gospel to in a given week football weekend. millions of people, do you think, potentially?
I know
Hundreds
it's
of thousands
thousands.
at least.
I know it's
Yeah.
it's thousands. I don't know how many thousands it'd be, but like for instance, our stadium holds 93,000 plus now.
Mhm.
So the large majority of them I feel like come by where we're at just because of the way the stadium's situated. So so yeah, there's definitely thousands. Even though we had like 34 venues I think covered last year.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more out there. Matter of fact, we need a replacement for you in Dallas since you've went out west. So
yeah, I got one brother that went to a few games, but I'm trying to get him to commit to.
Who's that? Will?
Will, his service kind of prevents him from being able to get out there. Josh Chavez, he's did a few of the games last year, and he does a good job. Yeah.
No, there's a sister that lives out there. She used to live in Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
She came out to the Houston college football championship game, and she's fairly close, I think, to Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
And she'd probably love to come out and pass out tracks. Her and her son came out and passed out tracks with us for a couple of days.
Yeah, that's a great strategy, is to have somebody preaching and then a couple of people pass out tracks into the crowd, and that's just more seed going out. Yeah, that's what we love to do that whenever we can. So we're wanting to raise up guys from all over the country now. We want to see all corners of the country having guys who are committed, have a burden to preach the gospel to the lost, and so we want to train guys up for this. And in particular, being that we have so much representation on the East Coast, we're really trying to build up the west side of the equation now, and so we're trying to create an event now to do just that, to train and equip guys and give them even some on the ground practical experience, so that they can be encouraged and built up, so that they can then go back to their home cities and bring the gospel there. And so why don't you tell us about our fellowship event coming up in August?
Yeah, our SFOI, it's a new thing we're doing this year out in Vegas, August 16th through the 18th. We'll have really just 2 days of ministry. We'll be out there like 3 days, parts of 3 days. We'll have 2 days of ministry. And just to go over kind of the schedule, just so people know, if you want me to do that, I can go over that right quick.
Absolutely.
We asked that you'd be there, and we're going to be staying at Airbnb. We have 10 more slots left. So we ask you to arrive there by 5:30. We'll also provide airport pickup for you as well. Just get your criteria to us, or you can send into info@sfoi.org as usual, and we'll get it together. And then we're going to have a little short welcome and prayer, and then we're going to eat. We're going to feed you, actually, believe it or not. Then 6:30, 7:30, I'll be speaking, and basically I'm just talking about nuts and bolts, the way we function, our goals, our doctrines, at SFOI 1000, or SFOI in general, actually, and that sort of thing. And then from 7:30 to 10, and these times are flexible, so just be flexible with us. We'll be out on the strip that night preaching the gospel, handing out tracts, having some conversations. And then on Saturday, we'll have 7 a.m. prayer, breakfast at 8, 9 a.m., be Heath Putzel doing his first session of sermon prep. We'll have a break at 9:50, then 10 to 10:50 is the second session. You'll be blessed. If you've never been in one of Heath's classes, I highly encourage you to come. You'll learn a lot. He's a great teacher, very kind. It's a very loving environment. All his stuff he does, it's not, nobody's going to laugh at you. Mm-hmm. Not about sermon prep anyway.
Yeah.
And then after that, we're going to break up, get our stuff together, load the van about 11 a.m., try to leave for downtown Vegas, be out there on the strip from roughly 12 to 4. Lunch, of course, is going to be on your own. Dinner that day will be on your own, too. If you want to find something to eat down there on the strip, there's plenty of options. You can get you something to eat. Mm-hmm. And then 5 to 7, we'll be over at Allegiant Stadium, where there's a Dallas and Raiders preseason game outside this Allegiant Stadium. And then on Sunday morning, we'll get up and have prayer at 7, breakfast at 8. Then at 9, Brother Joe, I believe we're going to talk him into leading us in some worship.
Yep.
He does very well at. And then he's going to be teaching us on the topic of prayer, which is a very, very vital aspect of SFOI in general. And then about 11 a.m., everybody needs to be prepared to head to the airport. So your flights out need to be, you need to allow enough time for us to get loaded up, get there, get you back on your plane, have plenty of time at the airport. And that's it. We'll be done. And you can go to the website, scrolling across the screen to find out more information, or you can contact Joe or I, either one, and we'd love to see you out there.
Yes, sir. Yes. So what we're hoping to accomplish with this event is we want, if there's guys out there that have any inkling, any kind of a burden, like I've always wanted to try this, or I can't help it, I want to find some way to bring the gospel forward to the public square, but you have no idea how to begin. You don't even know where to begin with an open Bible. We want to help you. We want to put you through some of the basics to get you just enough of an equipping to hit the ground running and be a success at it. Which our definition of success is: did you preach the gospel clearly, and did people hear it? That's a win every time, and we'll trust the Lord for the results. And so, if anybody out there is interested, then in that we want to bring you in and do everything we can in this kind of a short kind of a boot camp weekend to run you through the paces and give you plenty of opportunities to actually go have some reps at the task. And I will say, as Vegas does have a reputation, Sin City they call it, and that is real. That reputation still precedes it. But as far as a city to preach in, it's a really, really great place. There's a lot of opportunity, plenty of space to go around. The strip brings people all around, so there's not going to be any shortage of crowds, not going to be any shortage of opportunity to preach. So if you're interested in that, please come out. Also, we want to encourage brothers who have lots of experience and are adept at this and suited to it and enjoy this. You guys can come out too. We want you to kind of lead by example and show how to the new guys how this is done, and then you can even encourage them in your own right off to the side, so that we can all get better at this glorious calling of preaching the gospel to the lost. Yeah.
Amen. I would say too that you've covered it all, I think, but the advantages to something like this. I mean, you can go. I mean, when I first started open air preaching, I was didn't know anybody or anything, so I kind of just went out there, and I got with a couple of guys that joined me, but they didn't know either. So looking back on it, we should have done a lot of things different. So the point is this is something you can come and you can learn, not just from the experience, but you can learn from the teaching, and you can learn a lot from the guys that have been doing this for years. You can just pick their brains, and they'll be glad to pour into you and encourage you. Nothing we love better than seeing young guys come out and have a desire to do this. Believe me. So we're all eager to help. I've never met one of us that wasn't. So there's so many advantages to come out, and you get fellowship, you get some lifelong friends. Like I would have never met Joe probably without SFOI. So you'll have a great time. I promise you. We'll take care of you. Make sure you get some training, a little bit of sleep, and we'll have a great time.
Yeah, and I will say in particular, we would categorize this as a smaller outreach, and our largest one is the Super Bowl, and that'll bring out 100, 120 guys sometimes. And at that point, you are married to the schedule. You got a whole troop of soldiers that you got to get to their right spot, and there's so many moving parts. These smaller events, it's a lot more relaxed, and there's not as much pressure on us to move to the next thing, and the fellowship is just a little bit sweeter because of that. And so it's a great thing to be brought into. Wouldn't you say?
I would agree. Yeah, I've been to Super Bowl several times now, and of course some smaller events too. And the smaller ones are just like you say. It's the same type of venue and same type of schedule, sort of, but it's a whole different thing as far as the fellowship goes and the relaxation. When you can think about it, if you got 100 people, 100 guys out there you're trying to get everywhere, like Joe said, then that takes some very strict guidelines, rules, and time frames and all that stuff. Not like we're not putting you in the military by no means, but you still have to be where you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be, because we don't want to waste anyone's time. But something like this, we can be more flexible, and it's easier to herd 15 guys than it is 100 guys, obviously. So yeah, but there's an advantage to both, but we would suggest doing both of them, of course.
Yeah. Yes, please do. Well, that said, the website, the web address for the event has been crawling across the bottom of the screen there this whole time. And if you're able to suss out what that says, just go to sfoi.org and then look up our events tab, the little drop-down tab for, I believe it's June to December events, and you will see the SFOI 1000 Fellowship right there. You can't miss it. And so you can click on that for all the information to sign up. You got registered, and we'd love to have you come be a part of it. Also, if all who are out there listening could do us a huge favor and share this on all your socials, so that we can help get the word out, because we're trying to get this out to as many guys as possible. It's kind of a numbers game. We want to fill 10 spots, and so you basically got to touch 10,000 guys. It's just kind of how it is. So we want to get the word out to as many guys as possible. So please do share this on your social networks, and we will try to get everybody in accordingly. So, Alex, got any final thoughts for us before I pipe you down?
No, I think that's it. And we're also, of course, looking for guys to commit to preaching at home games. So that's what this kickoff's for. But even if you're not able to go to that, we certainly want you to get with us. And you can actually go to the website as well, and you can find a list of stadiums, college and NFL. So you can Google it, obviously, and find the one nearest you if you don't already know. But we just encourage you to get involved and get out and preach the gospel. But we'd love to see you in Vegas. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, Alex, specifically, how can guys get connected to you or connected into SFOI 1000 specifically? What's the best way to do that?
Yeah, you can text me or call me at 480-298-8402, or you can email me at D as in Delta, alexburt@gmail.com. And also, I think my info is on the SFOI website, I believe.
Yes. Yeah, if you go to sfoi.org, you should find a tab in there somewhere about SFOI 1000.
Yeah, there's actually evangelist information, I think.
Yes.
That may have all of us in there. But you can find us. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Or you can message me on Facebook, too. That's even a good way to get in touch with me.
Yeah. All right, brother. Well, I appreciate you coming on. I'm going to wrap this up, and we'll talk again on the other side.
All right, brother. I appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. And I want to just make a quick note about me, about ways you can support my ministry. Again, my name is Joe Hinson, and I am a evangelist in what we call the George Whitefield program. And what the George Whitefield program is the platform through which SFOI raises up guys to go into full-time evangelism ministry all over the country and even all over the world. And so if you are interested in being a full-time evangelist, you can go to georgewhitfieldprogram.org, georgewhitfieldprogram.org, named after the famed evangelist, George Whitefield. Or it would mean a great deal to me if you would consider helping me to continue this work by partnering with me financially. And if you go to georgewhitfieldprogram.org and click on the preachers and drop-down menu, you can find me on there, Joe Hinson. And of course, my direct website on the George Whitefield program is crawling across the bottom, georgewhitfieldprogram.org/Joe-Hinson, Hinson. So if anybody would consider supporting me so that we can continue with these efforts of bringing the gospel to the lost here in America and beyond, it would mean a great deal to me. But until then, we will sign off for now and bid you all a good day, and God bless.